we back?
Okay, we are back with another episode of Thrive's Community Spotlight. And today we are talking to the amazing Natalie Maike of Green Alchemy Wellness. I'm so glad you came to talk to me today. This is great.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored. It's been 4.5 years. I've been a member of Thrive, so it's about time that we actually sit down and have a chat with each other.
My gosh, time flies. I
I
cannot
know, it's
believe
insane, right?
4.5 years.
I
So
know.
tell us what Green Alchemy Wellness does.
Green Alchemy is a private studio upstairs at Thrive, and we focus on corrective skincare and bodywork treatments that are very personalized.
Skincare.
Yes. To each individual, we really sit down and take the time to learn you and figure out really how we can help you solve your problem. So that's kind of what our focus is.
Oh, that's so amazing. So I'll tell you one thing that I hear over and over when, whether I'm doing a tour or we have a new member and we're going through orientation, people's minds are blown. They're like, wait, what? You have a massage therapy studio in your co-working space? And people are like, oh my gosh, Brooke, you're so amazing. You're so visionary. And
Like
I
pivotal.
don't, I don't really correct them, but that was not me. That was 100% you. You were the one who came to Thrive asking if you could have your space here and have your studio here. So, like, tell us kind of what you were thinking and what that mindset was when you came here.
So I was working at a chiropractic office, Radiant Wellness Center, owned by Dr. Ashley Martin.
Go,
And
Ashley.
I know we love Ashley. She's the best. We love Radiant. I have sent so many clients there over the past few years. I think you were a client
I
recently.
was. I was. She's
Same.
amazing.
I know, she's awesome.
So, so you were working for at a chiropractic
hmm
clinic, and then was that when you got your idea to branch out on your own and start your business, or were you running your business out of the clinic?
So it was an interesting setup. I started working out of a private little office in Radiant. I was taking her clients, but I was also seeing my own clients. And eventually, over a year, it just grew to where I was taking way more of my own clients
Mhm.
and almost to a point where it was really hard for me to take her clients, which was, I think, obviously a very big disservice to her because
Right.
she's the owner of the space.
Right.
So I felt like it was time to grow. And
Mhm.
at the time, she actually hired a second therapist on because she knew my books were very full. So I was going to be sharing the space with another therapist who had to have the similar hours as I did. So I just really felt like it was the universe, life. It was just, it's time to grow. And
Right.
I was not necessarily ready to grow, but I felt like I was being pushed to grow. And maybe I was ready to grow, but my mind was saying I wasn't ready to go. It's like, what do you mean? I don't think I can afford my own space. Like I have enough clients, but that's a big undertaking to rent out your own studio.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big commitment because you have to get your own licensing, you have to, I mean, insurance, you have to have your own LLC. There's just so many things that require a lot of upkeep. And I was like,
Mhm.
am I ready for that? But I definitely knew in my heart that I was, and somehow actually Thrive was one of the first places I looked up, downtown St. Pete co-working.
No kidding. So why
Yeah.
co-working? Why did you, because that was not something I had ever heard of, right? Of having a massage therapist in a co-working space. What in your mind was like, oh yeah, this is a great idea?
Like, this is it. I wanted to be downtown. I'm like, I want to be downtown. I want to be downtown clientele, downtown real estate, foot
Mhm.
traffic, people walking around, the apartments downtown. I loved driving downtown, coming to work. It just felt really nice to me. And I just looked up like co-working or maybe office spaces downtown St. Pete, and this was one of them that came up. And it was the first place I called, but the second place I toured. So I had toured another space, I think the week before coming to Thrive, and it
Mm.
just was not a good fit, a little bit too sterile,
Yeah.
too corporate.
Hmm.
And what set it apart with Thrive is that there is this element of creativity and collaboration and really like co-working where there's activities and networking and other like-minded individuals versus per se maybe just law firms or very just
Right.
corporate. There is obviously that here, but there's such a blend, which was really what I was intrigued in.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, I could take this conversation so many different ways,
Uh-huh.
but I'm first of all, you're brilliant. I mean, what a great marketing strategy to not set up a spot for people to come to, but you actually went to where the people are.
Mm.
And it's been such an amazing journey watching your practice grow and change and expand and take on more aspects of the services you provide to your clients. But the other part of it is you may not, I don't think I've ever even told you this. By virtue of having you here, you kind of kicked off this whole wellness aspect of what Thrive has done. And it's really grown. I mean, and you talk about collaboration. You're such a great collaborator. We had Denise, our acupuncturist,
Yes, she's
moved
awesome,
in.
by the way.
And so talk a little bit about how that has changed. I mean, we had a title company in that office, right? Now
Was
we
there really? I was wondering because I mean, if you've seen this space, it's a little awkward, but it's
Yeah.
perfect for what Green Alchemy is with the table in the little
Yes.
nook. I've had
Yes.
so many people ask, has this been cut out? Like, did someone build this L shape to fit your table?
Right.
And I'm like, it's so funny because no. And there's not even electricity to like rig to the back of the room for a desk back there.
Right.
So it's just a little awkward, but obviously perfect for someone in wellness like myself.
It's great. I mean,
Um,
like, it truly does look like it was built
it
exactly
does
for your
with
space.
the exposed brick wall. I love it. You're gonna have to peel me out of there.
Right? So, I mean, I'll just tell anybody listening to this that if you go to your social media, you can see pictures of the space and how you've just made it feel and look and smell and sound like you're just walking into another dimension. It just feels so good, everything about it. But I kind of touched on social media and I really want to ask you about that because it's been incredible watching you as a business owner really double down on your branding and your image.
Mm.
So, kind of talk to me a little bit about how that evolved and how that's really helped to build your
Oh
business.
my gosh, I love this. It's probably one of my favorite topics to talk about because it is so important. And I would say the past 2.5 years, I really dialed in and just went all into social media with Green Alchemy. As you know, before I owned another business.
Mhm.
So I was half and half between both. And Green Alchemy took the back burner. I was just not focused on social media. It was not a priority and it did not help my business grow at all. The branding that I've really built in the past few years has exponentially grown my business, so much so where I've hired two amazing women who are massage therapists and
Yes.
they've been able to grow their books through this marketing and the branding that we've curated particularly on Instagram because that's the main focus. I
Mhm.
mean, I would like to expand, but it's just me running the social media right now.
I don't know how you do it.
I'm looking for an intern possibly to take under
Nice.
my wing and have them
Yeah.
grow. So I think that would be a great addition. I love teaching. I love one-on-one, and I love teaching social media marketing and branding. And I think I have something really awesome built, but it is hard to
Mhm.
upkeep as a solo entrepreneur. That it's just me in charge, like I said, and there's a lot of pressure that can happen because I'm responsible for two other women's,
Mhm.
well-being within, they have to eat too.
Right.
So so there is a pressure to keep going with social media, but it's sometimes hard when your book as, I've become pretty booked,
Yeah.
which I'm very grateful for. These are good problems,
Yeah.
but that's kind of where I'm at with the social media and branding. And kind of to tie that together is with all of this energy I put into building my branding, it's gotten to a point where it is almost too much because of how
Right.
much we've grown. So it really goes to show, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, but social media presence is everything. And if you haven't learned that, especially in wellness or massage therapy or
Mhm.
skincare, like that needs to be top of the list.
I love that. I mean, what a valuable lesson, right? Because I think there are a lot of businesses, different types of businesses that we have here in Thrive, right? And a lot of times I talk to people about social media and they're like, oh, well, I'm a lawyer. I don't need that. Or I'm an
Mm,
accountant. I don't need that. But I think that you are proof positive that really investing time and effort and and truly so much of yourself too, because that's your vision in your company. And it's like and you are very interwoven into that branding
Mm.
and the vibe that you give out. I just can't say enough positive
Oh my
things about it.
gosh,
Like,
you're the best.
truly, but it should be a case study in how you can really create a brand around whatever business that you have, because that's what you've done. You've created
Mhm.
a brand. And so, I mean, how awesome is it for your new massage therapist? They can just scooch in and they get the
Yeah.
benefit of all this traction you've already
And they're
created.
also amazing too. Like they're just an addition to an already iconic goal. Like they just make it even more iconic because of how cool, smart, and amazing they are.
Yeah.
So it just really adds to the vision that I had, and it just makes it like so much more well-rounded, and they can hop in and be themselves and just add to it in their own individual ways, but it's still in their own ways aligns
Mhm.
with what I have built, which is
Mhm.
really awesome. I think it worked out.
Well,
But
and
I,
you took a lot of time, right? I mean, you're very selective about the people you bring in and
yeah,
bring under your wing and into your space, and you're protective, obviously, of this brand and this business that you've created.
of
So,
course. Yeah, I wanted the people who I brought in to be someone or to be people who I could see myself grabbing a cup of coffee with, or going to a Pilates class with, or just having this professional yet friendly relationship because it's a very intimate setting. We're sharing a small studio. I'm not there,
mhm,
but it's private quarters, and it's not like this multi-room space where you get lost in it, you know? Like this
mhm.
is we're close to each other, and I wanted it to be just a friendly energy. So it was kind of perfect when both of the girls, we just fell into each other's laps. It was very crazy, but it just worked out. And
Aw,
I think it goes to show that if you're doing good and life reflects your growth back to you, it's like, okay,
mhm.
you are ready to grow, and here's the next piece to your puzzle. And you may have not necessarily been looking for it, but it just landed in your lap. And that's kind of what both girls showed up as in a way to me. And I feel very grateful. And I think they feel the same too.
Oh, that's
Just worked
awesome.
out really
We love
nice.
them.
But yes, but like back to social media, I think what has really helped Green Alchemy grow is the fact that people can relate to an individual, which has kind of been
Mm,
interesting to navigate because there's multiple people now in the space. But the Green Alchemy page is me, I'm the forefront of it. But that's what people have connected with over the years
mhm,
is like me as an individual, less as this brand where there's no individuality to it or personality to it.
mhm.
So I think that's kind of what also set us apart. So I'm also navigating that as we grow. How do I keep that individuality and keep my own,
Right.
me, where people can connect, they want to come and support, they feel safe and they can relate to that, but also grow where it's more than just me. So
Mhm.
it's been interesting to
Yeah,
navigate that. But once again, I'm grateful for these problems. They're not
right.
necessarily problems, but they do take up a lot of mental real estate.
I mean, it's fascinating that you say that. You saw me just kind of looking up and looking away because I think you and I are a little bit in the same boat, right? I
Totally,
mean,
we are.
I mean, hello, Leo girls, for
Yes.
one thing,
Mhm.
but we both put so much time and effort and energy invest in our businesses, and I think we both reflect very much like we are kind of synonymous with our businesses, right? Like you said, putting a face and a name and a personality to an just a business. But then you're right, as you grow, how do you grow beyond that and also have another life outside of that? It is a little challenging. As we grow, as Thrive grows, I'm trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
navigate
because
that. Like,
people think when they think of Thrive, they think of Brooke.
mhm,
You're a big, like, spokesperson of Thrive. Like, you have sold a lot of people's dreams by coming into this space because of how, like, bubbly and amazing and just there's this community, and you're
mhm.
able to be, like, a pioneer of that. So it's hard whenever there's a lot on your plate and it's like, okay, I want to dial back a little bit, but
Right.
this brand is focused on
Right.
you.
Yes. It's a lot of
It is a lot
pressure.
of pressure.
And I'm sure for you too, I always think about sort of the connection of any business that starts and it's like your hands are the magic. And I think of chefs and restaurants too, and the best chefs build a clientele and a success and a reputation, and the great ones move on to never cooking anymore, right? They're just
Hmm.
overseeing this enterprise, and it's a weird transition, and I wonder if that's how you kind of see your future. Do you think you will always be literally hands-on in your business, actually doing massage and doing facials and skincare, or do you foresee a time that you're just running the business and you have people working under
Mm,
you?
that's another good question. I think both. I will always want an element of working hands-on as long as I can. I love problem solving. It's my favorite
Mhm.
thing to do. I love
Right?
when people come in and give me a hard case and I'm like, I can do this. You give me a few sessions, up to a year. It takes time to create change. It really, really does.
Right.
If you give me a client that is invested in that change,
Mhm.
I want to help change their lives. And it's a two-way lane road,
Mhm.
right? So I would always want to be hands-on, but dialed back. Because right
Mhm.
now I'm, entering my prime where I'm
Mhm.
physically well, I am strong, and I'm able to upkeep the clientele I've built, but I don't necessarily think that it's sustainable at this like rate, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
So that's another thing I've been mentally like kind of combing through is what does my next like 10 years look like?
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm just coming to terms that I'm gonna have to oversee more of a team and dial back and do less hands-on work. Still do hands-on work, but just less at the capacity that I'm at.
Right.
And hire maybe a couple more girls and eventually get everyone's book a little bit more full
Mhm.
and just oversee more spaces in the future. I'd also love to do consulting and consult bigger spaces on building out their own spas. So maybe
Yes.
getting more into the professional corporate side of massage, branding, marketing, um, and also teaching one on one. I love teaching people. So maybe like privates to group classes. If I had the space for that, I could hold more massage therapists coming in and I could teach them
Mhm.
more advanced techniques and do weekends or week retreats and just get into the more teaching space and just passing the baton to the younger
Right.
generation in this realm of massage therapy and skincare, but really focus on massage therapy because I love training people with massage. It's my
Really?
favorite thing.
Really?
I've loved training the girls and trading with them and like learning with them. It's probably my favorite thing. It lights me up and I love seeing the aha moments people have when they learn a new technique that they might have not been using and it's way
Wow.
more effective and it's less energy for them.
Mm.
It's just like definitely something that is not a primary focus right now, but in the next, like I said, 10 years, that would be an ideal space.
I love this. I mean, this is
Thanks.
boss lady energy right now. I absolutely adore this. I mean, you always have impressed me so much because you are an entrepreneur. I deal with people all the time that start businesses, run businesses, and there really is something that is, I think, built into a person who is a true entrepreneur, and that's you. I mean, you're just phenomenal, and I love how you're just going forward with this vision of how you could build a business, not just doing massage day in and day out. It's great. It's been such a treat to watch this
Oh, thank
evolution.
you, Brooke.
So, all right. So talk about the esthetician side of things because I am a devoted client of you and your
Yes.
skincare
Your skin looks
services.
amazing.
Oh
I
my
tell you that
gosh.
every single day, multiple times a
I just
day. Like,
I
who's your esthetician?
right? Who is it? Let me tell you all about her. So tell me about how that kind of came about and how you decided to bring that into the practice and what that looks like for the future growth of your business.
Becoming an esthetician was probably the best thing I could have done for Green Alchemy.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was that moment when I became an esthetician is when it was an aha moment in my business growth because it just set off a new like trajectory of growth and clientele and what I can focus on and the TMJ, massage
Mhm.
and I also incorporate that into my facials too. So that was a whole new niche demographic I was able to tap into.
awesome.
Yes, and then, of course, the future of Green Alchemy, just having the ability to have a skincare studio is it opens so many doors. It really has complemented my business because it's corrective as well. Like, I love the corrective skincare aspect. I love helping fix problems, and I love, like, the acne consultation and boot camp, that has been incredibly rewarding, and it helps so many people with their confidence levels. Like, seeing that interaction and that
Yeah.
result has been awesome.
I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
that, right? I've seen your clients as they're coming in and seeing the evolution of their
You
skin.
see them, like, every day when they're
Yes.
downstairs and they check in.
Yes,
Hasn't it been
and
crazy?
then, seeing them from a month later going, "Oh my gosh." But you're
Right.
right. What a transformation in the way people carry themselves too, just a little bit more confident, standing a little bit taller. It's been really a thrill to watch that.
So
You work
what
magic, girl. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
thank you. Stop. So it's funny, I actually was trying to figure out how to like compartmentalize both when I brought on skincare because I'm like, okay, I'm body worker, babe, just
Mhm.
very like athletic and into fitness and sports and just working with athletes a lot of time and how it's changed bringing on skin, which is very like
Right,
feminine
right.
and it has this like aura to it where it's a little bit more spa 'cause it's facial clients, but how can they both be corrective? And I kind of settled on that. They're both corrective, period, point blank. It doesn't have to look like each other. But it also has given me this opportunity to fill my book in a way that I'm not so physically like available as massage
Mhm.
therapy sometimes is. It's been nice to like sit down and be able to like map out a skincare routine and just like customize a plan for someone moving forward, which we do in massage
Mhm.
therapy and body work. But it's a little bit more like hands on, which is fine. I love doing it. It actually is quite easier because in skincare, you have to think a lot more with
Right.
building someone's routine, their whole lifestyle, like everything that they're ingesting and all of the products they're using and the makeup and everything. It's
Wow.
a lot more comprehensive. And massage, since I've been doing it for so long, it is like plug and play. My hands are intuition. They can just comb through the fascia and the layers and I can just like it's easier than skincare. So they both have like pros and cons, but I'm so grateful I was able to marry the two because it really has set my future self up for something more grand, having maybe a bigger space where I can have both and or a massage therapist and an esthetician there. I think people like both and it's definitely like cats or dogs, like massage or facials, and you can go ask anyone which do you
Right.
prefer, and a lot of people do receive both in this area. We're really, we're lucky that this is a prime real
People
estate.
like cats and dogs
People
here.
like cats and dogs here or massage or facials. Usually
Right.
people will say one or the other, and monthly is a big thing. I think it's Florida's very healthy, so it's really good for business here. But I think it's just a good opportunity for more clients in the future than just like corrective body work because it really kind of puts you pigeon
Mhm.
pigeon toes you into a corner that's like all you can offer. And I think there's just so many more facets we can tap into and also keeping it niche as well. So that's another like delicate dance that we're going with. It's like how do we not have too many offerings but like niche it down within the things that we do bring in, and that has been a very smart business plan. And you know what? I could also really
Yes.
go into that as well because and I won't. I'll stop yapping. But
Well, but I think you bring up a great point too that you're talking about, when you said first of all, when I said, "Oh, what does Green Alchemy do?" And you used the word corrective, and I had not heard you
Mhm.
say that before. So, I love that you have married these 2 concepts together with one idea of correcting yourself, your body, and this is really brilliant. I feel like I wanna have a part 2 with you because talking about the how sometimes niching down is the key to success. I think we see in small businesses, especially, there's a tendency to want to be all things to all people, thinking, oh, well, if I do all of the things, I'm going to maximize
Mhm.
my client base. And sometimes it's way smarter to take the risk and make it really small and narrow, right?
Mhm. To be really good at a couple things, maybe one
Mm-hmm.
thing at first, and then 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, but, like, just be mindful with your offerings that you can really stand behind it and really help people with that. Like the head, neck, and TMJ, that was something I added on this year, and it's the second top most
Really?
it is the most popular service
No
that we have. Yeah.
kidding. I
It's
mean,
insane how many people have TMJ. It's crazy. They say 10 million people in the US, but I think
my
it's more. I
gosh.
think it's more for sure. Yeah, it's
Wow.
because we're all at our computers, at our phones. The neck has a lot of tension and stress, and it's
Mhm.
putting all that unnecessary stress on our joint. It's putting all that unnecessary stress into our jaw and our face and our scalp and all that fascia connection down into our
Wow.
chest and our back. So it's all connected, and it really is affected by stress, which we're seeing obviously copious amounts of numbers of chronic stress.
So let's talk about that for a second, and bring it kind of back to what you do and the brilliance of being in a co-working space. One of the one of the aspects of what we do here that I try to encourage people to take advantage of is wellness does not have to be this enormous mountain that you have to climb, right? Wellness doesn't mean, okay, you now have to go to the gym every single day for 5 hours a day. And so, one of the ways that we are trying to make wellness really approachable and accessible for people is giving them the chance to have these bite sized opportunities.
Mm.
So, and also take away the friction. I always sort of market Green Alchemy by saying, hey, it's one less excuse you make to yourself for not indulging in self care, right? Because if you talk yourself out, oh, well, it's so far, I have to get in the car, I
I
have to
love
find a
that.
place to park, right? Like, so we're just taking away the opportunities to talk yourself out of it. And we put you also in, like I said, you were really the impetus for this whole wellness side of our building that we have, made that little space next to you the nap room, which, fought with the other owners about that. They're like, "Why would you not make that an office?" Well, hey,
It's a very tiny office.
it
Like
is a very
it's a
small,
closet,
but
to
it's
be
great.
fair.
It is magic. And then also creating a meditation space in
That's a
that
beautiful
same
space.
hallway, right? And having the fountain, and again, it's not about telling business people, okay, you have to do this very important thing and schedule all this time for self-care. You really can just take 5 minutes out of your day, step away, take a seat, take a breath, breathe deeply, and then come back refreshed and be able to work. I mean, you've seen the people here. You get clients from
Mhm.
here. We've got so many people who are on the hustle. They're on the grind. They're working hard,
Everyone.
right? People are focused on their businesses and just working as hard as they can. So I'm so incredibly grateful to
Oh,
have
thank
you here to
you.
say, okay, it's not all about that. There can be a little you can take care of yourself too, in addition to taking care of your
I
business.
love that. And I love that you're telling me this because I didn't realize that I was like the inspiration on you,
Yes.
like taking wellness and kind of running with it a little bit
Yes.
more, even like the mental health awareness month that
Yep.
you've done. And haven't you done a women's health month too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we try to incorporate one organized wellness event every single month. So and really this is all because of
Oh my
you. So
gosh.
we've done sound bowl healing. We have a member who
Yeah.
does the sound
I
baths.
remember that.
Right. We have had a talk on homeopathy. We've
Me
had
and Kristen also did a discussion with you guys too.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing. We have, so in addition to you, we have Denise, who is the acupuncturist.
She's amazing, by the way. I
She's,
received some work this week
I
and
can't
I levitated.
Oh my gosh, I love
Yeah.
it. And we have a homeopath here. We have a functional wellness practitioner who is living her best life in Europe right now, but
Oh my
hopefully will
gosh.
come back.
Yes,
Uh,
she
but
is.
but having all of these people in this space talking about and demonstrating wellness and how easy and approachable it is, it really has been, I think, transformative to Thrive and really has set us apart,
It
right?
has 100%. The
Nobody else
fact
is
that
doing that.
it is very integrated. There's so many people, like I said, from law firms to
Mhm.
functional health practitioners to an acupuncturist, massage therapist, back to even here, we're sitting at a content creating studio.
Right.
There are so many things that we could tap into in this community. And it's been cool. I'm so happy that you have integrated wellness. It's the coolest thing that you could have done running a corporate workspace. And it's something that is widely overlooked in
Mhm.
corporate America, period.
It
We
is.
do not have enough wellness. People are not prioritizing their employees' well-being, and that is horrible. It doesn't bring good workers because people start to resent the company because
Mhm.
they're not cared for. And just like you said, it takes 5 minutes, a 5 minute mental health break, allowing your employees to have 5 minutes every couple of, even 1 hour, 2 hours, like be realistic, right? Take a
Mhm.
walk around the building, get some water, have some energy bars or some meat I love the
Right.
Chomps so much. This is a Chomps ad. We're gonna stop right now.
Can
This
we
is a
sponsor
Chomp. This is Chomps
sponsored by
ad.
Chomps?
Clip it in. Okay. Love a chomp. Just like things that they can grab and replenish throughout the day, easy things. If we were just to bake this into more corporate America, I think people would be happier. If you look at any other culture around the world, Europe especially, they have a month off in the summer, a full month off,
If not more.
if not more,
Right.
and maternity leave, paternity leave.
Yep.
So I think it's really important what you're doing, and I want to praise you more on that
Oh, thank
because
you.
I was actually thinking about this week. It's really sad. I have so many friends completely burnt out. Their
Mhm.
companies do not care about their work life schedule or balance at
Right.
all, and it just like it does not create people that care at all
Mhm.
about the work that they're doing, and therefore people aren't going to necessarily be as productive or deliver as good of a deliverable as they could if they actually felt valued and cared for in their companies. But I will say, on another breath, we are seeing more people like yourself stepping up and prioritizing more workplace wellness, having a massage therapist come in. Obviously, I'm not coming in and working on
Right.
everyone, but it is an opportunity upstairs. But you do see a lot of like PR companies, they'll have maybe a massage therapist come in every couple of months and do chair massages. And be realistic, it doesn't cost that company much
Right.
money. These employees are making you so much money. Like the least you can do is care a little bit.
Would you ever get into that? Would you think about maybe some of your employees or hiring on someone who was more out in the field or even here, doing going into a business? I mean, we do have some businesses here that have 10, 20, 30 people. Have you ever thought
Mm.
about that? I mean, that's kind of a whole other niche. I don't want to take you away from you because
No.
what you're doing is working really, really
Yeah.
well.
No, of course. I definitely would. And I know the girls, they're contractors, so I
Hmm.
kind of just feed them work. And if they want it, they can take it. And I think that they would take something like that, especially in Thrive, because it's so easy. And I know we all have chairs and portable tables, so it would be fairly easy to just take that over to another business, especially in this building. But I for sure think that if I had opportunities given to me, I would ask the girls first.
Yep.
And if I had availability, I would maybe come with them. Two of us would be great, especially for a full office. So it's
Right.
not something I'm actively seeking, but I'm open to it for
I
sure.
love that. I love that. I mean, I as I kind of look ahead too to the next year in 2026, I'm trying to think about how to really lean in to certain areas of building community. I mean, we again, you have to always kind of innovate and shift and not drastically change, but I really feel like this idea of wellness that you're talking about is something that I really want to double down on. And figure out how to make it harder for our people here to not partake in,
Mm.
right? So instead of it just being, okay, well, there is a massage therapy studio up here, take it if you want, really just saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna put this right in your face." Like, "Hey, we're doing 10-minute chair massages right now, right here in the
People would
common area."
so love that.
Right?
Actually, Joy of Cleaning left those workbooks,
Yes.
and I took one, but they do a lot of little incentives and gifts that I've noticed, and I really appreciate that about
Yeah.
their company. I think it really like shows how the ownership is and how much
Mhm.
they really care about the community and want to give back. And I love that. I think we need to do more of that,
I
even if
do.
it's like little offerings, like a little free
Yeah.
thing. People took that whole stack of books,
I know,
they
right?
left a whole stack of books on like money making models,
Yep.
and it was by Alex Hermosi, I believe is his name. He's a really famous podcast host with him and his wife, and they own a business called Acuity, I believe.
Okay.
or acquisition. You can cut that out. Anyways,
Acquisition.com.
acquisition.com. Yeah, not Acuity. What is Acuity? I don't know what that
So you
is.
can say they own a business called, and you can,
Okay. They own a business called acquisition.com, and they also have a podcast on business and marketing and making money and investing.
I
And he
love
had a
this.
stack of books, and I think there was like 10 of them, and they were gone within maybe 15 minutes.
Yep.
And I think like little free incentives to give back to the community in a creative way would be really great. Even if we used one of the conference rooms and did private chair work.
Yep.
I don't love the idea of like the main
No, I don't like
space.
that either.
Yeah.
I would be very self-conscious if I were out there, but I think that
Like,
right,
right, we're setting up right here.
right.
Everyone watch out.
Maybe that's a great way to start the new year.
And then one of the conference rooms.
Right, and just and I love bringing the community together, especially the other businesses that are here who understand the value that you give and would be interested in like, hey, we're going to sponsor this because this is something that we care about. We care about the community. We care about wellness. We are living proof that this works, and this makes for more productive employees who are healthier and more grounded and ultimately more productive, right?
And you know what? I think a lot of people don't receive massage. A lot of people receive massage. A lot of people don't receive massage therapy. And a part of the reason is because it just isn't a priority. They never experience it. Therefore, they just don't think about it until they get a gift card or they get a free 10-minute chair massage and they have someone touch them and they're like, actually, I need this.
Right.
This not only feels amazing, but I need this.
Right.
And that is like the biggest gift I think that people can give. So giving your loved one a gift card that you know really needs this work but is never going to seek it out for themselves. I tell my people that all the time. I will thank people for getting their loved ones gift cards sometimes if I know that their loved one really could use the work, because a lot of times they're like, man, my mom, she could really get in and she's never going to book it. And they tell me that a few times until they finally, Christmas comes or their birthday.
Right.
And then guess who comes in and is forever a client?
Oh, I
The
love
mother, the father,
this.
their partner. So I think that people need to experience more touch therapy and kind of be forced to do
Right.
it in a way, because it is such an easy thing that you can bake into your wellness routine if you're a business owner or like a corporate employee, because it doesn't require anything of you. You just have to show up and you relax and like let that work happen. And it is not only so good for like muscles, your fascia health, like your posture, but there's an element of somatic healing to it and energy like release and nervous system regulation that happens with it. So it's this magic that can happen in an hour, but it translates to the next like week as you're integrating the work. And
Right.
then it translates to your life as you become more consistent with it. So it is really, I think, one of the most top things I would recommend people to explore who are kind of stumped and like, I don't know what to do for wellness. You know, I wake up, I give myself a minute to meditate, but really I think that we need a team of people to help support us, especially if you're a business owner or in, like I said, this corporate space where you're dealing with a lot of tasks. You need someone that can like hold that space for you and let you just be and give you that privilege to just experience a little bit more peace.
Right.
And I think it's really hard to do this like life alone. You need like your people.
You need a team. We all need a team.
We need a team. And within reason as well, you know, like mental health therapy, obviously I highly recommend.
Right.
But then you have body work. So it's like body therapy. And those two, I just think that's the meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, body work is also broad. Chiropractic, we have PT, massage. So, you know, explore what feels right to you, acupuncture, and find your people, find what feels right within budget, and it's a great investment.
I love this. This is going to be, so we should pull out some bits and pieces of this for the beginning of the year as everybody's sitting down, going through their vision board. I still want to do another vision board workshop
I
at the
just found
beginning.
mine from last
Did you?
year.
Oh my
And
gosh.
everything came true.
Yes. I love that.
Well, I was half finished, but on half of it, it came true.
All right, listen, that is amazing. But really, I think this is an important conversation, right? This has been a weird year. 2024, especially here with hurricanes
Yeah.
and storms. 2025 has just been strange in a whole lot of other ways. there's a lot of uncertainty, and you said it yourself, you're seeing so many people with TMJ and stress-related,
Mhm.
physical problems, and that translates into our mental health, our relationships, right? Everything. So it is, I think as we're looking ahead to 2026, it's really like we're on a marathon right now and not a sprint. And so it's going to be important for everybody to reprioritize physical health, wellness, self-care, all of these things.
Mhm.
So you're giving me about a million ideas of things we can
Yay.
do here. So I want to just ask you a couple other questions away
Okay.
from the business, but just about you individually, because you are a person other than Green Alchemy. So, when you are doing massage, I mean, obviously that's a very physically intensive activity to do. What do you do when you're not working to take care of yourself and blow off steam? And what are your some fun activities?
I mean, I am obviously very into wellness, so love my Pilates and weightlifting, and I'm also hiring a coach to really help dial in on my nutrition and
Awesome.
yeah, just training with her in the gym. She's one of my dear friends. Her name's Carla, and she works at Bay Area Performance, which they're actually rebranding. So we'll probably
Okay.
see more of that.
All right.
And it's a personal training gym. So you go in and every like 30 minutes you work with it's a 30-minute schedule.
Oh, that's
So it's
awesome.
just like time sessions. It's not a free-for-all gym. And I'm really excited to be working with her into the new year. I think it came at a perfect time. So I'm yeah, very looking forward to that. So just physical well-being, walks.
Hmm.
I love reading, traveling obviously has been a big thing on my radar this past year. That all like planning for travel really helps me blow some steam off, I
Right?
guess, because I
Looking
love
ahead to
planning things.
something,
So
right?
yeah.
But it also gives us something to look forward to and not be
Yes.
stuck in this like grind and grind of day after day. So, where are you traveling to in 2026? What's your dream spot?
We're talking about Japan with
Ooh.
Julian's family. That's gonna be the main trip, I think. I mean, it's a huge trip.
Right?
So I'm okay with that because 2026 probably will be a big year, asking for a lot as we continue to grow.
Hmm.
So I'm okay having minimal things scheduled. And then, of course, my family is in Michigan. So I like seeing them
Oh,
as much as I can. So little trips here and there, but nothing really big planned. I just know that Julian's parents and his sister and her husband, we all want to do a family trip. And that's what's on
sounds
the radar. So
amazing.
yeah, traveling, reading, love walks, love like going to coffee shops with friends, just what girls do, you know? I'm just a girl
Yes,
at
I
the end of the
know.
day.
You do such
I
a
want to
good
get back
job.
into yoga. I think that'll
Yeah,
be good. Just mental health things. You know, as a
right.
business owner, especially someone that's leading a pack
Hmm.
and just as, you know, we're in charge, I want to really focus on my mental health moving into this next year too. It's easy to get
Absolutely.
overwhelmed and anxious and just like a lot is happening. And you're just one person at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
it's really important to prioritize these things. So that's like my main priority when I'm off work because it's a lot of giving myself.
Oh, I can
So
imagine. And
just relaxing.
you don't have the option because of the work that you do. If you're having a bad day, if you're feeling mentally or physically, emotionally depleted, you still have to dig deep and show up for your clients. And you always do. It's amazing. But I can imagine even for someone like you who's giving a lot of self-care, taking those opportunities to be very intentional
Mm,
about also receiving it
yeah,
I could see burnout. And,
it's a
not to mention just
non-negotiable.
the physical exertion.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about 2026 and your growth and where you see the business going. I love all these ideas and you consulting for spas. What advice would you give to someone? And because I'm such a huge fan of women starting businesses, what advice would you give a woman who's setting out to start a business on her own?
Mm, stay true, obviously, to yourself. That's very generic, but of course, you want to make sure whatever you are pursuing, you can see it being timeless. It's something that you can
Mm,
grow with for as long as you can. Because if you're going to invest all your time, and a lot of time you're not going to get paid when you're doing new things at first. So it's a
right.
labor of love and alignment because you want to do something, your passion. So make sure that it is something that can stand the test of time. And you can obviously grow and refine as it expands, but something that can carry that And niche, obviously, is huge. Just niche down, become really great at a few things, one thing, become an expert at it,
I
and then
love that.
allow that to grow and allow yourself to become interested by other things, because I see a lot of people interested in too many things, and
Mm-hmm.
it almost takes away from that one thing. And I also saw that when I was doing my other business, it was a clothing company. I was not really growing too much with both of them. It was too much
Mm.
until I dialed back and was like, all right, I'm going to become great at this one thing, which is green alchemy. And that's when it really grew, because I was tending to that garden every day and it wasn't too like chaotic all over the place where I
Right.
couldn't keep up with it. And I'm trying to like grow this garden with too many vegetables, and I'm
Right.
I'm not unable to care for them all because I'm only one person, right? So that would
Right.
be my advice to someone starting out as an
I
entrepreneur.
I love everything that you say. You're such an inspiration to me because you're such a strong person, but you have so much amazing feminine energy too. And
Oh, thank
so
you, Brooke.
just I mean, again,
So are
like
you.
us Leo girls love each other.
I know we do. We're like,
But
yes,
um
rare.
but I love that you talk about the advice to a woman starting a business is something it sounds very maternal, right? The words that you were using about, that you're going to cultivate it and love it and have it be sustainable and it's going to be a passion project and you're going to sacrifice some things. Like that sounds very motherly, and it's no shade to the men out there who are also starting businesses, but it's such a different narrative, right?
It really
Where
is.
I feel like that male energy would be like, well, kill the competition, make money, sell fast, get out, be powerful, right? And I think there's a real place in the world for more of that feminine idea of growing something organically, creating that village, right? Creating that support system. We're not just like, I'm by myself, nobody talk to me, I am powerful, I don't need anyone. It's really about spreading out and spreading the love and helping each other and creating this
Yes.
this village and support.
And roots. Root
Roots.
down.
And you talked about uh your team. Is that what you said? Creating your team,
Yeah, my team.
right? So not only are you creating a framework for yourself to be more successful, but by creating this team, you're also creating business and employment opportunities for all these other
Yes.
people, right?
I love that you mentioned that, because it has been such a joy to be able to create an opportunity for other people. And I love it because I've been in spaces before where I'm not valued and my
Oh,
employer like couldn't care less about me. I think a lot of people have had that experience. I think we could all
mhm.
raise our hand that we've been in weird situations
Mhm.
where our boss doesn't care, management is like doesn't run the show as they should, is not giving us proper feedback or a loving environment. So within those flawed experiences, maybe they're not flawed, it's all an experience,
Right.
but I am like dedicated to having a healthy workspace for whoever comes and works for me, where they're taken care of and they're compensated well and valued for their work.
Mhm.
And I just like that is one of my biggest goals, is to be able to provide that to other people, because I do have that entrepreneurial spirit where I'm like, I want to pave the way in my industry and I want to give back to other people like as I'm doing that and create those opportunities, because I see that it's unfortunately in massage therapy and skincare, it can be a little bit exploitative of an industry
Oh yeah.
where people are not paid properly, valued well, they're forced to be at work when they're not booked. And it's just like, I don't understand how people can run those
I
spaces and
know.
have a good conscience, because I
I
could
know.
quite literally never, and I will never, and I will always be dedicated to, as I grow, like it's just gonna be a good space for other people to work with me. And yeah,
I don't
I love that.
understand why people go to those places either. I mean, it's in and really you could apply that to any type business. I think in St. Petersburg we're so lucky because having local connections and community connections is so valued in the place that we live that I wouldn't want to find an attorney on the internet and have that person and feel assured that that person's representing my needs. I wouldn't want to go into a
A
shopping
Groupon.
center, right? I wouldn't want to go to a shopping center massage therapy studio where someone is being exploited and working for $15 an hour. And, how good of an experience is that going to be for me in the wellness space?
Well,
But
a lot of people don't know that. That is the
right,
thing, is that they go to these places, and no shade, like a lot of these therapists need to start somewhere.
right,
But I want to like hold their hand and be like, you don't have to stay there. And a lot of
right.
people do stay there. And I wish that that wasn't the case, but it's being comfortable. They do
Hmm.
get booked, and that $20 plus maybe gratuity they get starts to add up. And it's not a bad paycheck when you're working 7 massages a day.
Oh my gosh, I can't even
But
imagine.
I mean, I've seen people doing it for like 20 plus years, and these,
Wow.
which like I said, there's no shade or anything to
Hmm.
that industry, but if there were more employment opportunities that allowed more therapists to get out of those spaces and actually
Hmm.
valued their work, a lot of these therapists are amazing. They
Yeah,
just need to have their wings, like open their wings and fly a little bit, because it's almost like their wings are clipped in these
right.
spaces and they have to stay because of their family circumstances or etc. So I think we're going to see more of it in the next 5 years, 10 years, more spaces that are valuing therapists, because massage therapy is really being studied right now. I mean, there's a lot of funding that's being poured into it. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see it being way more accepted as a alternative health solution,
Oh, I hope
especially in
so.
doctors' offices. I think we're going to see a lot more referrals from doctors.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean we're already starting to see it. We're at the beginning phases of it, but it's
Mm.
really going to start happening, and which is a good time for people to actually get into this industry if they want flexible work, because we really do have a shortage of therapists in the
Really?
United States. Almost 30,000 therapists we are short of.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
for if you think about the capita of how many people there are in the United States and how many people need that work, almost everyone
Mhm.
could use the work. Not everyone's
Right.
going to want the work, but
Right.
we all could use the work. We all have muscles, we all have
Right.
soft tissue, we all
Right.
have a brain. So there's not enough therapists to support the rising demand of this industry. And within that, I hope we start to see more spaces that value the work that these therapists are doing, because it is healthcare.
Yes, I love that. And I love, love, love that you're here and you do such a great job of connecting with our community. You talk to people, you make those very easy, approachable connections. And I think you've made this idea of you are such an ambassador, I guess is what I'm saying. You're an ambassador of this modality of healthcare and wellness, and you make it very easy for people to take advantage of it. So I
I hope so.
I am so excited to keep filling this place up with more amazing members and really leaning into this wellness aspect of what we offer here in 2026. And
Yes.
you are never allowed to leave
Oh my
because
gosh, you will have to rip me
you're
out.
never allowed to leave because you're right there in the middle of it and you're like at the epicenter of this. And
The girls will also enjoy the
yes,
work, so
yes,
we need to plug in downstairs and collaborate and do
yes.
something with the Thrive community, because I know that they would really love that too.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna continue to
Yeah.
build on it and continue to really build in this messaging of how important this type of care is. If you're
Yeah.
a business owner, if you're an employee, if you're worried or stressed about the future of your job, because we have all those types of people
Mhm.
here, right? It's
Mhm.
it's a very transitional year for a lot of people. So
Mhm.
I am internally grateful for you and your
Thank
magic
you,
hands and your
Brooke.
magic facials and everything you bring just by yourself and into this community. You're so amazing.
Oh, so are you. Thank
Thank
you for
you. Thank
having
you so much
me.
for being here.
Yes.
All right. Until next time, my skin will look even better
All
next time we're
right.
here.
Bye.